I just want to talk a bit about social credibility. The power of LinkedIn to capture recommendations from people you've done good jobs for is enormous, and I think it's being underutilized. Um, the skills endorsements that you've seen, probably loads of strangers giving you clicks to endorse you for things that you've never heard of, from people you've never heard of. Yeah, I totally agree. They're almost irrelevant. Although, by the way, if you're using LinkedIn advertising, they're really, really good for targeting your advertising and bringing your ad spend down. We'll get to that later. In terms of using the recommendations, though, that's actual written recommendations on your profile. There's a couple on mine, so go and check them out. The reason that they're so good is that they're kind of like testimonials used to be back, way back when you'd, your client write you a testimonial and you put it in your marketing material and use that to sort of demonstrate your credibility. But I always thought they were a bit sort of weak. They weren't always fantastic. These things are very public. They're very on record. Testimonials only come out in your marketing material or on your website and are kind of controllable. Having them on your LinkedIn profile is so public. They're written well away from you, so you can't control what's said. Really, you can, but it's rare that you're really going to get involved in that process. I think if you've ever experienced one, you'd understand. It's something that I've used quite a lot since launching MIFB Advisory because I'm in a weird kind of paradox situation where the problem exists, the need for my solution exists, but it's never been deployed in this way before. So everyone's kind of a bit edgy about it. So every time I do a good piece of work for a client, I really encourage them to, or ask them, or beg them, please give me a recommendation on LinkedIn. There's two things there. One, that makes me really happy because I've actually done a good job. And for them to then go public and say that they've done a good job means that I've really done a good job and I'm happy about that. Secondly, it's a fantastic thing for potential clients looking at me and my service, like, who's this guy? Okay, we see where he's been and what he's done. He's young, he talks, whatever. But then having recommendations from peers, it's social evidence. Can't be replicated, I don't think. No one's using it enough. And then you could even lift it from LinkedIn and use that in your marketing materials. Yeah, it's just useful.